Hello neighbor, this is Kurt at eTrailer, and today we're going to take a look at the Inno Roof Rack system for our 2020 Nissan Pathfinder. Now, if you have any experience with the Inno Roof Rack systems, or perhaps you purchased this and you started using it yourself, please comment below and share that experience with us. We love to use those experiences in order to help us determine what's best for some of our other neighbors. With that said, let's get into it. Now let's go ahead and talk about some of the clearances that we're going to find on this 2020 Pathfinder. What we've got overhang-wise on these bars comes out to about 4 inches from the towers. But the biggest concern people have with overhanging bars is, will I be in danger of hitting my head getting in and out of the car? Well, in the case of the Pathfinder and these Inno bars, I really don't think so. You can see here is about the threshold of the door. That's going to give us a bit less than 3 inches of clearance. I think that's actually plenty of room to not be concerned with bumping my head on anything up here getting in and out of the car. Of course, depending on what you put up here, there may be some overhang to that you want to be careful of. Now let's get up top and see what kind of clearances we have on the bars from there. Now while we're up on the roof here, let's take a look at what sort of clearances we can get out of these bars. So from the roof to the very top of the bar, we're looking at approximately 3.5 inches. So if you're concerned with any kind of clearance over the roof of your car, just keep in mind that these are going to add another 3.5 inches to that. Now, if you've got a working sunroof or moonroof, you might be concerned about what kind of clearance we have underneath the bar. Underneath, we have a clearance of about 2.25 inches. That's not an incredibly high clearance, so just check your sunroof or your moonroof and make sure that that's going to be operable while you use it. Now, keep in mind, because these don't use fixed mounting points, you can move these crossbars back and forth as you wish. I would suggest a minimum of 24-inch spread. That still allows for a lot of rooftop accessories. I usually like to keep it about 30 inches though, because that really covers a lot of bases as far as the variety of things that can go up here on your roof rack. So you always want to be conscious of what your roof capacity is on your vehicle. So do check your owner's manual and make sure that you know what that number is. Now these crossbars from Inno are going to give you a 165-pound weight capacity. However, if you look up your vehicle and you see that it's 150 pounds, you got to go with whatever the lowest capacity there is. Now there's a few different ways that you can mount on these crossbars. One is through the slot above. The other is through the clamp style accessories that go up here as well. So because it can accommodate both, that'll open you up to roof cargo boxes, bike racks, canoe carriers, all sorts of different items that you can use to store items up here on your roof rack. So we've already got the front bar mounted on our vehicle. Now we're going to show you how to put on the back bar. It goes on the same exact way, but something to keep in mind. This particular kit calls for a 57-inch bar on the front and a 54-inch bar to the rear. Because the rails on the Pathfinder taper toward the back of the vehicle, that way that offset is going to give us a nice crisp look when we're all finished. But let me show you how it got up there. It's really a simple process. So if you turn the bar on its back side here, what you're going to find are this shifting kind of slot right here. What we're going to want to do is open that all the way by getting it all the way toward the inside of the bar. We'll press down on this tab here and then slide this underneath until it hits that stopgap. We're going to take our tower, and what you'll notice under the tower is that it's got 2 different tabs here. We want to make sure this one tab goes into this area here. The other tab is going to fall right into place. And once we get that on there, all you simply need to do is slide this toward the end and it'll lock in place. Should you ever want to take the tower off, we'll do the exact opposite. We'll pull down the tab, push this all the way over, it'll come right off. Now we did the same thing on the other side. Let's go ahead and take it up to the roof and see how that looks. Now the towers on this Inno rack are a wraparound style here, so we're going to want to make sure that that's completely disengaged. We're going to just kind of feed it over to the bar on the opposite side and let it sort of rest there momentarily. So being a wraparound, we're going to put it right around the rail there. We're going to use these T-tabs here to come up and engage, and then we're going to be set on this side until we even the bar out and tighten it down. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side and get it secure onto the rails. And then we're going to make our adjustments to make sure we have even bar length going across it. Now when you mount your Inno crossbars, always make sure the wider section of the bar is facing toward the front of the car. What you'll want to do is once you get these up in a place to where they're sitting nicely on top of your rails, tighten it down just enough using this tab here so that the straps that wrap around the rails get snug enough to where the bar doesn't move, but leave it loose enough that you can still slide your bar back and forth to make adjustments to your overhang. Once you've measured an equal amount of overhang on each side, go ahead and twist this until it's tightened all the way down. That is going to lock both your towers and your crossbar in place. Now all we have to do is replace our tower end piece here. That's going to slip right on like that. You are going to get a set of 2 keys because it does come with a locking cord to keep it secure. You're just going to go ahead and lock that on. Give your bar a good shake to make sure that there's no play in it and no movement. And if that's the case, we're ready to hit the road. Now with that in mind, I do think this is a fantastic option for the 2020 Nissan Pathfinder. I think the extra bar space with the overhang that allows you to put more up here is a great option without being in danger of hitting your head at all or anything like that. Aesthetically, they look fantastic. And I really do think this would be a fantastic option for you also because they come with their own lock and key cores. Most of the other brands that sell roof racks actually make you purchase those separately. So the fact that you get them with it is a tremendous bonus for me. So once again, this is Kurt at eTrailer. Thank you for stopping by.